Oh boy, this one. Level 11, Relentless. 30 lemmings, 15 to be saved. Yeah, the save requirement's low, but oh god, this level is just so bad. I think I backrouted it as well because I did take a very non-standard approach to this. So I had to do a platformer down. I had to do a glider down to this bit and do a builder here. This is where we lose a lot of the lemmings. And we've got a locked exit here. Now what confused me most on this level was whether I needed this stoner pickup skill or not. But I think we just completely avoid it this time. And then it's just a case of waiting for the last 2 lemmings to come out the trap door, and then we bash through this rusty column here. And then we do the rest of the level. And this is where things really got hard. Right, so we had 1 glider and 1 floater. And one thing that confused me about this level was when do we pick up this pickup skill, and how do we pick it up? But it turns out if you climb up this bit as the glider, it'll fall back on this pickup skill. But we couldn't actually get the glider down here at this point, which really confused the hell out of me. So we build across this bit, and then we pick up the vital disarmor skill, which is very useful in this level. Because we've got a trap here, a trap here. I think they're the only 2 that need disarming actually. Yeah, they are. No, we've got 1 here as well. My bad. Yeah, and that's important, using the updraft to turn around rather than build across. Because the builder will actually turn you around, you see. And I can't remember which one got the disarmor. Is it this guy? Yeah, it'll be the first guy who got to the trap. Now the mistake I made in this level initially was I made the glider the disarmor, and that was a big mistake, and I'll show you why later. And also the glider needs to come and pick up this builder pickup skill here. It was very hard to know how to get this pickup skill. And I think once he worked that out, everything started working a bit better. And this builder needs to be completed before the glider comes, because he needs to get the disarmor guy needs to get to this trap first. Now this is where things get really complicated, because this trap can put a lemming on an infinite loop if you look closely. Because it will just come through the trap and walk to the right and go into the teleporter again. So the glider actually naturally goes past the teleporter though, which was also quite a hard thing to work out, because I'm not big on my gliders. I think I ended up skipping over these 2 basher pickup skills, which led to me thinking this solution's a back route. I think I used a walker here as well to turn that lemming around. Yes, I did. Must have. There's no other way you could have got there otherwise. So I actually go over here to pick up this climber pickup skill here and disarm this trap. And this guy, he's a floater, so he'll just go straight down to the ground. But the important thing is we actually need this guy to go across to pick up these 2 builders here. And I think once that's done, we've got all the pickup skills we need to finish the level then. So this is our disarmor guy, I think. Yeah, he's the floater disarmor. He'll soon be a climber as well though. So he turns around. No, he doesn't. What's happening now? I just need to remind myself what's happening on this level. I solved so many Lemmings plus 5 levels in the last couple of days that I forgot what I was doing on each level. So eventually I just turn him around and using a walker and make him a builder immediately. And the guy who was a climber and glider, we don't need him anymore, so he became a stoner. I actually don't know why I made that guy a stoner. Maybe he had to, yeah, he had to turn him around 1 more. So he becomes a climber now, and he climbs up here, builds across here. And this is the important thing why you need it to be the floater and not the glider, because there's a load of traps up here, which I forgot to mention also. There's 6 traps up here, which means it's definitely a disarmor job. But if the glider came down here, he just glide right and go straight to this trap here. But if the floater does it, he'll come down here and pick the lock up, because I'm sure you haven't noticed this, but the unlock button's actually here. And that's the only unlock button we need. And once he hits that button, the level's over. So that's the important thing of why we need the floater to be the disarmor at the same time. I'm tempted to think this is a back route because we skipped over a stoner pickup skill. And we skipped over 2 basher pickup skills. And we had 1 builder left over as well. So, again, Namida. What the F? Oh god. This level. Oh my god. This level. Oh my god. Probably the hardest level in the entire pack, I think. I know it's surprising. I thought a lot of people would think, oh, isn't level 13, Outrageous 13 the hardest level? Yeah, Outrage 13's hard, but I think this level's just a little bit harder. 12 and 13 are easily the hardest levels. Outrage 6 is also hard. I'd say 6, 12 and 13 are the hardest. But anyway, we use a trick that was used in Lemmings plus 4 here, where we use one platform to turn the other one around. And this guy's going to die. There's nothing we can do about that. But that's fine because we saved the blocker anyway, so we don't need to save him. And I do a miner down here just to delay these lemmings while the platform is being done. And then the platformer will turn around because he's not a climber yet. And then he does a reverse miner here to make the crowd walk across a straight line again. And this is where things got really intense. And I'll explain what I tried while I wait for the crowd to come around, because there's a big climbing job going on here. And what will happen is there's a platformer going across here as well, which has to be done at a certain time. But anyway, what I tried doing a miner down here, and then tried doing a miner here, and using the blocker to turn the miner around. And I actually got a setup where I had 17 lemmings remaining and not 16, so I actually thought that the blocker was lost. But in fact, what I could probably do actually, I think I've got an attempt replay for this. I've got 2 attempt replays actually. I can show you what I tried and why they didn't work. So as you can see there, I've got 16 lemmings remaining there again, but I put the blocker there, so just to reiterate, this is actually a failed replay attempt. This is just showing you what I tried, just to try and get a little bit of feedback on this. And we mined to free the blocker, and there we go. I must have lost count of how many times I tried to time these lemmings to be in sync with each other. And I thought to myself, yes, the mean is just that kind of person to be that mean. So I persisted with it. I must have tried this for about hours, literally. Where I tried to get these lemmings, and it's daft as well, because if a lemming's a climber, if a lemming's a climber and you're trying to turn a miner, it's one of the hardest things you can do, honestly. Yeah, but this was where we went wrong anyway. That lemming was not actually... I wasn't actually trying to turn the lemming with the mine blocker, actually. I was trying to turn the lemming by assigning another miner in the opposite direction. That's the thing that's near impossible to do when you've got a climber lemming. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if anyone can clarify that for me, whether it's actually possible to do that. But anyway, that's where the replay stops. So I can show you what else I tried. We'll fast forward this bit because I think it's pretty much the same thing. Oh, that's just the same thing. Okay, so we'll go back to the original replay now. So this was the attempt that eventually ended up working. I don't think this one ended up... I think this one ended up being a lot simpler than what I tried as well. And we didn't even need a miner tunnel here. We just need to do a miner tunnel here. And then someone needs to platform across here. And you have no idea how long it took me to work this out. I literally did not think of this because I'm just very bad with I'm just very bad in general with the honeycomb tile set. And what the important thing here is making sure that one of the climber floater lemmings is stuck like this. I think he's just a floater at the moment. Okay, that's fine. And this lemming's just walked. The other climber floater lemmings just walked around again in the loop. So what? I think that yeah, we used the builder here, which is fine. And then we just use the platformer here. And the platform is done in such a way, such that one of the last lemmings to come down one of the last lemmings to come down and turn around will be this climber lemming. And then they just walk around, making sure we assign the climber to the other lemming as well. And they just mine down here, they do. One may turn around, but that's fine. And even if he walked all the way over, he'd just come around again and... Well, actually, they just bounced back, actually. The miner wasn't even necessary, I just noticed that now. They would just bounce back. So yeah, that was one of the hardest levels in the pack, I felt. I'd say that's probably the hardest by a margin. But this next one's probably the second hardest in the pack. With Outrageous 6 being third. But yeah, anyway. This one, oh my god, man. Jeez. Yeah. I'm trying to keep all the rage in, you know, because this is just so hard. I mean, you had to climb, and then you had to float at particular points. And this level was just so precisely timed. I had to assign this to this miner to the 6th lemming, and it had to be in this place exactly. And then the rest of the lemmings become floaters. And this guy platforms at the edge here. And this is probably the best trick I've ever seen so far in any level. Where the miner takes a swipe at the glider, the platformer, just before it lays its last step. And there's a little gap in the platformer. So now we've got a worker lemming to go to the left here due to that. And none of the lemmings are going into any of the traps. And none of these lemmings are walking up to where the worker lemming is either. And to fill in that gap, that's where the stoner pickup skill comes into play. And that was another hard thing to work out. And also, it's a bit misleading as well, because you're just going to keep platforming across this bit. There's no point in dropping here, because you have no lemmings to get up this. You have no way to get up this little step here otherwise. I think it ends up just taking... Yeah, it takes 5 platformers, which is quite skill intensive, but it got us there. I mean, because we've got one builder to get up the last step anyway. And it's just a climber and digger job. Everything else falls into place really. This was not the hardest part of the level to work out. The hardest part was this little trick with the miner and the platformer. Jeez. You could have been stuck on this level for a bloody months and not work it out. No one would... I mean, it's really, really hard to work out. This just happened by accident, this did. Can you imagine working this out by thinking about it? So that was the hardest. That was the second hardest level in the pack. Plan B just beats this level, I feel. So this one doesn't really need a salute. This one doesn't really need a replay. We don't even need to load the replay for this one. So I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to use this to reflect on the Lemmings Plus 5 pack in general, because all this is just, you know, they just walk to the exit. There's nothing you can do. Why is there no music on this level? I don't know if that was intentional or not. Yeah, Lemmings Plus 5 has been a pretty hard pack. I'd originally said to Namida that I thought Lemmings Plus 4 was harder, but after seeing the outrageous rank, it really changed my opinion on the pack. And I thought to myself, oh, I guess I owe Namida an apology for that comment. So, yeah. I'm about to show you Outrageous 15. It's a 1 Lemming pickup skill level, and it takes a really long time. The solution was really long, and it took about, I think it took about 15-16 minutes. But everything ended up working out in the end, and I was just so over the moon when I found that the Lemming was walking towards the exit and it was unlocked. You wouldn't believe how overjoyed I was. So I'll skip all this anyway. And I like this. I like what Namida says. And so for most of the residents of Lemmingsville, the day came to an end, but one Lemming, one brave Lemming, he had other plans. To infinity, beyond and back. And yeah, this level, oh my god, man. This level is huge. Yeah, and I didn't end up needing all the pickup skills in the end either. It pretty much fell like a outrageous 11. So we fall down into the red zone. I didn't get a proper chance to listen to the music, because when I was solving this level, I had the music turned off. And this is on fast forward, so it's going as fast as possible. So we walk down into this walker pickup skill, and then we build to the minor pickup skill, and then we dig at the end of the minor pickup skill, because otherwise it'll go splat. It was very limited what you could have done at the start of this level, to be honest, and I think that's what paved the way for the solution. So that's why I'm saying this level's not as hard as the other levels in the outrageous rank. It can just be very intimidating. But what I'm saying is, if you ever come across a pickup skill level, just look at all the possible outcomes, you know, especially when there's only one Lemming. One Lemming makes a pickup skill level super easy, I think. Because that Lemming's only going to walk in so many different directions, and there's only so many possible outcomes. Just weigh him up. Don't be intimidated by these levels. Yeah, and I know he's walking away from the button, but we haven't got the skills to get to it at the moment. This requires 2 platformers to get to. Yes, 2. It looks like a 1 platformer job, but you can't get to it in 1 platformer. You probably can get to it in 1 platformer, but requiring a combination of other skills as well, like a miner and a walker as well, or a basher and a walker. So it's just easier just to have 2 platformers. I might as well just keep fast forward on constantly rather than jiggling it on and off. Yeah, I'm not sure why I did this, to be honest. I think I just did it for the sake of picking up that walker pickup skill, so I was like, oh, what is that walker pickup skill doing there? But I ended up using 2 walkers, and I ended up getting 2 walkers back, so it was a waste in the end. Whereas I would have only got 1 walker and used 1 walker otherwise. So the things that were kind of a waste in this level were these basher pickup skills and the one-way wall tunnels. Don't think I used any of them, to be honest. I ended up not using these little pathways. or kind of a curveball. So yeah, and another thing to look out for is these zigzag paths. These zigzag paths are actually very handy in getting the lemmings to the top, of the level again. And we bash through here and go up here. Should have probably turned off the high res mini map for this. That's what's causing the fast forward to slow down. And I believe we use a builder here. Yes, because there's nothing else we could have used here. And another thing to note in this level, there's actually no climber skill on this level, or floater skill, so it kind of narrowed down the possibilities on what I had to do in this level. And I think what I did here was kind of wrong, but at the same time, I think I managed to compensate for it. I had to build there, I think. What did I have? Did I have a platform or a builder? It was a builder, okay. And what I did was I ended up mining and digging there. So, and then I had to end up using a walker here to trade it for a stacker. And then we fall on our first unlock button. It took quite a while, but we got to our first unlock button. And it was pretty obvious we had to fall on this one. And I'm not sure if we get... I think we do get the yellow pickup skill, but we do get the yellow button at the same time, as well as getting all these pickup skills up here as well. And we end up building up to this one. No, actually, I think we bounce off this one-way wall here, build up to this one, collect that, because he walks up all this, you see. And we use a walker here. So, disarmor skill. We finally got the disarmor skill. Trying to what? Yeah, I think there's only one trap on this level, and it's that little X door down there. So, we let the lemming walk up. We use the walker pickup skill when we pick it up, because we need to go and pick up all these skills, and we get a walker anyway. And you had a choice here. You could either pick up either, all of them had a digger, but whether you wanted an extra digger, an extra miner, or an extra basher. And I think I ended up opting for the basher because it was actually a more useful skill. This is literally as fast as I can get the replay going at the moment. Sorry about this. Seems to be slower when there's doing things like dig, but it's not too bad when walking across the level. So yeah, by coincidence we end up walking back into the platformer skill, and we end up using it to platform to the button. And then we walk up into this section, back into the green section. And what did we do there? I think we turned. Yeah, we used a walker. And we built to this basher pickup skill. And I think what I ended up doing was I ended up going over here. Falling down here. So we're down here again. And notice how I made that digger thing so that it was a notch in it. That was completely by accident, but it ended up helping me and saving me from this little mishap. Where did he go now? Oh yeah. We used the walker to send him back over here. And we ended up using a builder here. It really like I had to use a platformer here, but I ended up using a builder here because the platformers are actually more handy in getting to the buttons. And I think I ended up bashing here as well, because the basher I had 3 of, so I thought I could spare one of them. And I found that the most useful thing you get in this level done was having as many skills available to me as possible. Just in case, you know. I ended up mining there into the steel. Platforming, because you need 2 platformers here. And I had to stack it to turn him around, stop him from falling and splatting. So we've got 3 buttons pressed now, so this is, you know, I'm getting really excited now. I'm thinking, oh my god, this could be it. And I was literally heading towards the last unlock button as well, so it was really, really good as well. So I had no walkers, which was a bit of a drawback, but then I found that if I bash into this steel here, I could turn around and go back on this platform here, and it would give me enough platforms to reach the button. So we walked up, we bashed into the steel here, walked down here, and he's got a disarmer, so we can disarm the trap no problem. And I believe, did we bash or did we build here? We built here, okay. Which left me with one basher after the exit unlocked. So what I did was I let the lemming walk and walk and walk. All this is done by him just walking around the level. Because of how well this level was designed, the lemming could just walk around this level. And he just ended up doing all this walking completely naturally. Until we got to this bit, and I thought, oh my god. If he turns around here, he's walking to the exit. And I thought, oh, he's walking into this one-way wall here. He'll turn around. And then I just had to bash through this. And that was it. The level was solved. Oh my god. Oh, you couldn't believe how overjoyed I was when I saw that. So yeah, that's Lemmings Plus 5 completed, everybody. I've reviewed every replay that I did off screen, you know, just so to make you feel like I actually solved it with you there. And that's it, really. Quite a tough pack overall. I'm in two minds whether to go and play Lemmings Plus Omega 2, but I've got a lot of other things on the go at the moment. I think I might as well try and cut down the amount of new projects I take on at the moment, just focus on the existing ones. I'm still really doing Reunion off screen. I've just finished Lemming Bites off screen, and I'll be doing the replays for that as well, just after I've done this video. Although they're very long levels as well, so be prepared. A lot of the replays are in the region of 12 minutes. I'll make sure I turn off the mini map for that one though, which is the mistake I made on this one. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.